Tracy Morgan. I don't pull out. You're gonna get pregnant. You're gonna get pregnant fucking with me. Excuse me, ladies.
Oh, that's perfect.
That wasn't me, that was Tracy Morgan.
Please tell me you didn't get arrested again.
Twice, but I broke out.
Is this the one that you get recognized from the most? The Beverly Hills Cop franchise?
Yeah. Probably. You know, when they're yelling, "Hey, Taggart," when I walk down the street, you know, so that's a pretty good compliment.
Yeah, the cops just call me Billy.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I get the Taggart, watch out for the banana in the tailpipe.
Has it been like 40 years of that? Are you sick of it yet, or you still like it?
We are proud to be in a celebrated franchise, I think. That's what it is. That we weren't doing something that had been buried and that we were dredging up, you know, that there's a continuation. That we're proud about that.
Yeah, you know, and when we were shooting the first one, we didn't know what we had.
No.
You know, I mean, you're an actor, you go to work, you do your job, and you don't know what you really have yet, you know, because you haven't seen the editing. And so you just do day by day, you do your job. And we went to the premiere, and it was kind of a lukewarm reception, you know. So Judge and I, a couple nights later, went to a regular theaters with a regular audience and sat in the balcony. And halfway through, people are screaming and yelling and laughing, and we looked at each other and said, "We better get out of here."
Yeah.
You know, so.
Were you there last night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you didn't have to go see it at a regular theater this time because that was a good reception.
Yeah.
And that, you know, and that's an industry reception, and so I can't even imagine what the regular audience is going to be like.
Yeah, it played well.
You know, and it was really kind of cool. I thought when Paul Reiser came on, everybody applauded. When I came on, everybody. When he came on, everybody. I thought that was very cool.
I haven't pissed off anybody.
Yeah, 50-50. 50-50.
Is it that high?
So far.
Wow.
Kevin, get this. Okay, this is nuts to me. 1984, top 10 box office releases were Footloose at 6. Let's dance! Beverly Hills Cop at 7. Right next to each other, right? Also on the top 10 was Indiana Jones, Ghostbusters, and Karate Kid. All of those properties have had reboots now or revivals, except for...
Yeah, the F movie.
Does that mean that Rent's coming back?
Well, he's not coming back. I mean, they did do another Footloose. I mean, I don't think a lot of people saw it, but they did do another Footloose. Not a lot of people saw it because it didn't have Kevin Bacon. I don't know. I played that guy. I think that this one makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, you just rather like get into someone else's franchise.
Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot less pressure.
Right now, the internet is really cynical regarding like reboots and sequels, but here you are collecting Oscar nominations and box office success one after the other. Have you like cracked the code? How did you?
I don't know if there's a code. We just try to make movies. I make movies I want to go see. And so, and I'm very particular on the kind of movies I want to go see. So we work really hard at it. And you bring a new director in, you know, his life depends on it. And that's what you want from a director who's talented like Mark is. You want this movie has to be great for his career, and that's the best for us. You know, when you get a director who's had so many successes after success, they could phone it in, but he can't phone it in. He's got to make it perfect.
That means that your stress is what made the movie work.
That's good, man. Jerry's totally right. When you get offered an opportunity like this, I grabbed it with both hands and I did not let it go, and I did not stop working till it was going to be great. You know, I just you get those opportunities and you make the most of them.
What is the one that people keep bugging you about? The next like sequel or reboot?
And it's always Pirates or Top Gun or all of them. You know, they all want to see them again. We get it right, then they want to see them again.
You just came out with a sequel, Coming to America. I was wondering if your experience developing that came into play at all with how you approach these things, rebooted franchises and sequels.
No, Coming to America came about when I got the Mark Twain Award. And when I got that, the Tracy Morgan was one of the people who was at the Mark Twain Award. And he told me an idea that he had about, I got this thing about this guy that go to Africa to find their wife, just like Coming to America. It's the opposite. How you came to America. We gonna go to Africa and find our wives. And I was like, And that's where the whole idea of coming to him. Then people started pitching. People was like, what's the brother's name? That Coogler that directed
Ryan
Black
Coogler.
Panther. Yeah, they came. He came with a pitch, and they wanted to do a Beverly. It was like, so Tracy came, then Ryan Coogler came, and it was like they really like this Coming to America. So then we came up with something, you know. And then Ryan Coogler went off and did Black Panther. So I didn't like the pitch that he had.
Those are pretty solid Tracy Morgan.
Oh, my Tracy Morgan? Tracy Morgan! I don't pull out. You're gonna get pregnant. You're gonna get pregnant fucking with me.
I'm gonna get everyone in this building pregnant.
Excuse me, ladies.
No, that's perfect.
That wasn't me, that was Tracy Morgan.
Foley, we stole a helicopter. I didn't realize that you couldn't really fly a helicopter. Otherwise, I would have came up with a different idea.
Was it bonkers to see it played back to you for the first time with the iconic soundtrack, and did it take on a whole different vibe?
Well, you know, the soundtrack entered my mind from the second I started reading it.
Yeah.
And it sort of went on to a loop. And it's certainly while we were shooting, I would go to sleep with it in my mind. I would wake up in my mind. I'd look at the call sheet. It would say Beverly Hills Cop 4. I'd hear the soundtrack. I mean, it's really hard to escape. It's a totally infectious melody.
That melody is one of the very first I ever remember learning to plunk out on a piano.
That's
when
so
I was
cool.
a little kid and could probably just play like Mary Had a Little Lamb and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I started figuring out boop 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 boop. So it's a deeply meaningful song to me, and I love hearing like the original synth version, but also in this movie you get to hear it played by a full power orchestra.
Yeah, which is great.
Which is pretty great also.
Yeah, it's like the John Williams version.
Right.
Yeah. But the movie works. I mean, it really does. And you could feel it last night in the audience. You know, people dug it in that crowd, and I think they're going to dig it at home.
From a very early on, I was chatting to Lorne, our composer, and we were talking about, you know, the soundtrack from 1 and 2, and it's amazing that you get handed that as a start, you know, as a starting point, and it's those soundtracks, such a huge influence in those films, you know, and such in the DNA of those films, you know. So when I was on set, I was playing some of the original soundtracks back. You'd be doing a shot, I'd put the soundtrack on, and be like, no, this feels good. Now, you know, make that pan a little bit slower. I could hear that soundtrack in my head. And then obviously we didn't want to just put the old soundtrack on. We wanted to evolve it, but it laid the foundations for a lot of the tone of the film, and, you know, and the feeling of the film.
Well, was there one for you where you were like, now we finally feel at home in the franchise? I can't believe we're doing this one.
I think probably for both of us, it was the Unmarked Car with Eddie. Three of us together.
Yeah.
Because
we really felt home there.
Yeah. Like something good was going to happen just whenever the three of us are doing something. It wasn't spoken, but we were all kind of beaming about it. I'll tell you one thing we would do. We would work with Marty Brest again.
Absolutely.
Hot second.
In a minute.
Marty! Come on!
I'll release that online. We'll see what happens. You had like an iconic laugh that people were butchering.
I started out, that was my real laugh. And then I realized a little bit along, oh, they're laughing at my laugh. And then it became like, you know, part of it was like, all you have to do is do that laugh, and they would laugh. And it was like, oh no, I'm not. And I really made myself stop laughing. Like, I don't laugh like that anymore. And it's a strange thing as a human being to have to adjust something as natural as that, where you go through, I can't laugh like that because people always look over and say that, oh, that's it. And once I was going into a hotel and a guy came to me and said, you still got that laugh? And I was like, what? He said, you still got that laugh? And I said, yeah. He said, hey man, was that computers? He asked me, was it computer? I didn't even know what to say. I feel like I'm still standing there where I didn't know what to, like he said that, I just kind of walked away. Was that thing? He said it all like sotto voce, you know, like, hey, this between you and me, man. Is that done with computers?
Beverly Hills Cop 1 was nominated for 1 Oscar. Do you know what it was?
I think it was a screenplay or soundtrack, wasn't it?
I think it was screenplay, maybe.
Screenplay. Yeah, very good. Very good. All right, since you're on a roll, Beverly Hills Cop 2 was nominated for 1 Oscar as well. What was it?
2.
I've got no idea on this one.
No idea on that one.
Best original score.
Okay. I was right. I just had them in the wrong order.
You guys are doing pretty good. Beverly Hills Cop 3 was nominated for 3 Oscars. No, I'm just kidding.
Me and Jerry haven't seen that one, so we don't.
Have you really not seen it?
No.
Oh, I just watched it yesterday for the first time.
Did you? Yeah.
By intention, huh? Benoit Blanc 3 is looking to be noir-y, kind of, you know what I mean? Is that exciting? He's going back to his roots, and what are the chances of more than a voice cameo?
Yeah, I don't know. But he makes only good movies. Ryan Johnson's one of the best alive, I think.
I got all 5 senses and I slept last night. That puts me 6 up on the lot of you.
They're telling me to rap. Do you think you're in your villain phase right now? Or have you always been in your villain phase?
Oh, I don't know. Listen, I'm just trying to work out my demons, man.
That's a really great short last second answer. I appreciate you guys so much.
God, I missed you, Axel.